Wawa. Hey everyone, it's Poppy Mumi, and today we're gonna play a spooky game. Hehe. Okay, I started up. This game is not suitable for children or the easily disturbed. It includes depictions of horror elements, humans and animal violence and death, abusive relationships. Okay. Disturbing images, loud noises, flashing images, lights, and more. Individuals suffering from anxiety, depression, or certain fears or phobias may not have a safe experience playing this game. Full list of content triggers warning about. Oh my god. Full list of contents trigger warning goes to the About section in the game main menu. Please take care of yourself. So, with that being said, if this stuff freaks you out, it's okay to leave. It's just that, like, if it triggers anything that's not comfy for you, you can always come back to the other stream. The other stream is gonna be another spooky game, but more cutesy. Do not take this cat home. Let's see. Disable. I think it's alright. You're not having a great day as usual. Oh, great. It is the first time in a while that you felt like going out. But in the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. Typical, but maybe this is a sign that you should have stayed home today. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow. Right? You turn to your head home. Oh, I butchered that. You turn to head home when... Kitty. Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street. Makes sense due to the increase of missing person around the area recently. And all nights you want to go today when you know this been happening? Well, that's and the weather. ... But none of them reacts to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground, dampened by the rain, makes your step sounds louder and more confident than you actually feel. Kitty. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in the big door cardboard box. Kitty. It's a cat. Huh, guess this should have been obvious. It is an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws on the edge of the box and it looks up at you. Meow. So cute. And it definitely knows it. You never had much of an opinion one way or another about cats before. But if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. You don't think you're mind-blowing down to the feline overlord. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who would leave cats in the carpet box these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? Depends on the cat. Because sometimes, like in real life, cats would like stay in the box and just wait for their owners to come, but they don't come back. The cat doesn't answer you, obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Don't take the cat home. Take it home. I'm just gonna... Because I know taking the cat home will lead to obvious things. So I'm gonna save. Return. Do not take the cat home. I'm just gonna see what endings. I will go back to it though. With a sigh, you take a decisive step back. As cute as the cat is, you really can't afford to be taken in the pet on a whim. Rent is coming up soon. Man. Oh god, being an adult is rough. And your job doesn't exactly leave you rolling in dough. Minimum wage. Ugh. You give the cat a sad nod. Sorry, good luck out there, okay? You turn around and leave the cat and the alley behind. Rain's picking up. Time to head home. Ending question mark. Nyati a fool. Take the cat home. You know what? You reach into the box and pick up the cat up, holding it out in the front of you. Why not? Meow. You're all alone and well, I'm kinda in the same boat myself, so... You bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. Kitty. You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it out. Reading a bit too fast. Responsible and take it to a shelter tomorrow. But for now, let's get out of the rain, okay? Meow. You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food and then head back home. You live in the modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. One you living alone in. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long. Even if it's just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as you curiously explore the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you can... Sorry for the stuttering, guys. Like, I know what the word was, it just... Sometimes you're gonna hear me stutter in and out, so... Hopefully that isn't a hassle for you guys. You said about making the both of you some dinner. You take out a can of cat food and open it with the tab on the top. Cat food. You put some cat food on the saucer and click on the tongue to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food and just completely ignores it. Is this a picky eater cat? Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs his body against your leg with a purr. You smile, that's enough of things for you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start on your own dinner. You decide that you had enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread, turkey with and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. It's tomato slice. Oh, I got cut. You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife out onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops onto the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright. It was just an... You watch as the cat starts to what? No. Put it back outside. It got a taste of human blood. Put it back outside. I give you cat food. You chose blood. That is not a cat. I don't trust it no more. Lick lightly but enthusiastically. I know the word, but I'm butchering it. Enthusiastically. Damn. We all know the word, sorry. At the blood on the knife. At your blood. You're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. The cat sits back, staring at you. You feel a little bit uneasy, as you should. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird. Sure. Right? Sure, you're not a cat expert, but that was completely not something an ordinary cat would do. Right? Meow. Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's still raining outside. Not after all your efforts. You're going to take it to the shelter tomorrow anyways. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your finger cuts with the bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick the wound. While you're eating your sandwich. While you're cleaning up the kitchen. While trying to watch TV. You gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at this strange behavior. What if it got a taste for blood and thinks you're food now? Foreshadowing? Question mark? You're not so sure what you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner. Untouched. Meow. Meow. Ugh, come on. Enough already. You shoved it away a little more forcefully this time out of the annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner and into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's not going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Foreshadowing question mark? Maybe a vet will have an idea on how to calm it down. You can only hope you don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number from the local vet, you pick up your landline and... Guys, I don't like the dark. The lights just went out. Great, just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. Just check your cell phone only to find that it's out of batteries. You didn't charge your phone, bro? You must have forgot to charge it before leaving out earlier. Oh, great. The outing has been so spur of the moment that it had no doubt messed with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. But where's the cat? It's quiet. Too quiet. Did the rain stop? Well, I don't hear it anymore. But then, why did the power go out? Power line? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. Ew, 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 ew. Wait, if you look at the clock, it says something. I think it says... I see kill, but does it also say help too? Yeah, help and kill. The cat sits on top of your digital clock, staring at you. Thinking now you should realize the clock couldn't be working at all with this power outage, but the numbers are lit up and gone completely haywire. The cat stares at you, it completely still. You still think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking, it's not even breathing, but its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, it's yellow. Oh, whoopsie. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still. Even with your flashlight trained it on it. Its pupils are large, round, inky. The flashlight, please. No, you're my only source of light. Don't do this to me. The flashlight flickers. Jump scare? 12. And the cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence punctuates with the rapid thumping of your blood in your heart. It is overwritten as your ear slowly starts to pick up the sound of static all around you. How is the clock still working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening, and order will be restored. But no answer comes to mind. Do you guys see the cat in the background? Is it in the background? I don't see it. You back away from the clock, and you feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Wherever it is watching you, you can't already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you notice, but you can sense its as clearly as if it had whispered. I beg your pardon. Right into your ear, right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out, not that you could even if you did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens within you, making you tear yourself into the hasty bursts of movement. Of action. But you still weak from the fear grip on your mind. Your legs tangle together under you in your haste and you fall to the ground. What? A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. At first, you think it was broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pulling underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping on the tiles after skidding across the floor as if it was been kicked. A knife. Winds from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object, glittering in a strange light coming from the outside. The light pouring in from your own, now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what in regards to your inexplicably open door screech to a halt. As your brain finally identifies the immaculate object you've been staring at, it's your kitchen knife, and it's still tinted red from your earlier blunter, but that's not right. Wasn't it completely clean? But you gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on. Instead of resting your cutting board in the kitchen where you left it, waiting for me to make a move now, huh? When you spy something in the darkness just above the knife, it spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. Its pad lightly covered to the knife. Its pad lightly over to the knife as if skipping in delight. And it bends down to the lap of the blood dripping from the blade. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chills of the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. Sorry guys, I have a bit of a stuffy nose. The sound of the shaky breath. The sound of your shaky breath. Discordant against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness on your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you've taken in. Licking away at your kitchen knife once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood. Golden eye slides up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if it was just considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're ready on your feet and out of the door. You ran, or rather limped, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red. But there's a strange light emanating nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the roads, and even you. Everything, except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints you injured foot. Leave it in your wake with every impact and makes it with the ground. It hurts. It hurts, but you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadow grows around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by the long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? Now, guys, if you're being chased by something, you don't turn back because it slows you down or insta-death. But I just want to do it for funsies. I'ma look behind. I'ma die. Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. 0. It begins. Did I trigger the true route? How particular. Let's see what happens when we do the other one. Keep running. Huh. Interesting. How very, very interesting. You're walking, right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. Everything is colorful. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You attentively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you can go, or what you can do, or what you could do. Yeah. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost missed it. I know what you are. Huh? What was that? Curiosity guiding your step, you follow the sun the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just managed to reach down in between the tall building on either sides. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The loose gravel and the scattered debris on the ground softens your steps. Meow. Finally, the sound source comes into view in a warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box. Hi. We met before. It's a cat. Huh, guess this should have been obvious. Meow. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eye shines like gold among the dark seas of its black fur. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Meow. So, you look so familiar. Because I was thinking to myself, like, are we in a time loop? again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look after all. This one sure is a cutie though. Just look. He's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. He's just sitting there, patiently, waiting for you to do something. Sadly, as cute as this cat is, you never take this thing home with you. You just can't take it home with you. That's your responsibility. Oh wow. You're a responsible adult. You are. With rent and bills to pay for, not to mention you need to buy food to survive too. There's no way you could care for a cat long term, right? You can barely afford this little outing on your day off. What to do? Leave cat, feed cat, play cat, well, play with cat. On a second thought, no. You don't think it's a good idea to get this cat hopes up of having someone to look after it if you're not willing to commit. What if it gets attached and somehow tracks you down back to your home? Sorry to see you around, I guess. You stand up, the cat's watching every move. You make it halfway out the alley when the cat meows almost pitifully at you. You're not making me feel bad. Meow. 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 Nope. You need to nip this in the bud and get on with your day. It's what's the best for the both of you. Well, more the best for you. You leave the alley and continue on your way. Wait, what was I doing? And all the excitement of dealing with your furry dilemma. You've forgotten that you still hadn't decided on what you was going to do for your day off. Interesting. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. If you never let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. This feels trippy. You spend your day at the carnival. You Ferris wheel, roller coasters, and fur-up boat. Rides you've been on before. Hops, coin toss, balloon darts. Games you played before. Funnel cake, popcorn, cotton candy. A little bit too loud. Funnel cake, popcorn, cotton candy, food you eaten before. All things you enjoyed before. You're surrounded by groups of people all having fun together. Laughing, playing, eating, taking pictures, making memories. And then there's you. Show us how lonely we are, huh? The sun hasn't started to set yet, still highly in the sky. Well, still high in the sky, but it will soon. You start to wonder if maybe you should just go home for the day when you stop in your tracks. I'ma bet this cat is gonna be in this maze. You see something new, an attraction you never seen before. A maze of funhouse mirrors. It sounds kind of lame, honestly. There isn't even a line to get in. But then, what else is it there to do? You enter the maze. So yellow. A few rooms in, and you notice that the mirrors aren't all weird. Some just shows you looking back at yourself. A little bored, a lot tired, and so very, very... Maybe this was a mistake. Why did you think going into a maze of mirrors was a good idea, even if it was something new to experience? I can't do this today. You turn around to head back to the way you came. Only to bump into a mirror. Ow, where's the exit? You try again to find another mirror blocking your way. But by the time you all turn around, you realize that the way you came in is completely gone. Okay, don't panic. I just have to keep going forward, right? You step through the only opening you can find and nearly trip over something on the ground. You bend down and pick it up. What is this doing here? Knife. In your hand rests a worn-looking flashlight. Curious, you flick it on. Not this shit again. Crap, the lights. Did the power go out, or did the attraction operator forget you were in here? How long have you been in here, actually? You pull out your phone to check the time or maybe call the police. Let me guess, your battery's dead again? Your phone is dead. Of course it's dead. You grip the flashlight in your hand. The light is emanating earlier with dim enough for you to know there's probably not that much juice left. Best to reserve it for the worst case scenario, and you feel your way out. Yeah, you can do this. You take a calm breath. Well, forward we go. Hello, daring adventurer. Wait, who said that? Welcome to the Mirror Maze. Because running forward and running back. I need help? No, I don't even know you. No, I have some questions. Once again, welcome to the Mirror Maze. You're in a bit of a jam, but don't worry. You're in good hands. Or rather, good paws. See these little cuties there? Here? They'll be doing their best to guide you through the maze. Aren't they generous? When you enter a room, their emergency light will flash, letting you see the path before you for a second, and also what lies beyond them. Whenever you see these kind kitties, just go where they are and you'll reach the next room. Unfortunately, they're not the only thing in here. It is highly suggested that you refrain from following any of our other guests. They can be sneaky or distracting, but they're always hostile. So please take caution when advancing to the next room. Of course, this wouldn't be much of a mirror maze without mirrors. So probably when I'm trying to follow the cats, it'll probably reflecting one of the cats, but it's not really the exit on where I need to go. Can they hurt you? No, they're just mirrors, silly. They don't do anything at all. And you can't do anything to them either. Well, that sucks. They're just an obstacle you can't pass through. Go left, go center, or go right. The choice is yours. Though, if you find a room with no helpful kitties inside, and all the paths leads to a mirror or something else, it's recommended that you stay put. And just maybe it will work itself out. Now for your navigation tools. The flashlight you found doesn't have that much juice left. Oh, how convenient that you know about it. The flashlight... Oh, I already read that. It only lets you get a quick extra peek at your surroundings. About 5 times. Okay, 5 times. Remember this. 5 times. So try not to use it all up at once. Okay, we gotta lock in. You can keep track of your progress through the rooms up to the left. 25 rooms? And your lives up to the right. You got 3 lives, so be careful to avoid the less friendly guests looking around. Why only 3 lives, you ask? Because you're soft and squishy. It wouldn't take much to damage you beyond repair. Okay, mate. I wanna go home. I shouldn't have choose this place. And besides, you're human, and humans usually only have 1 life. Yeah? True. And yet here, you got 3. Don't you think you're out to show a little more gratitude? And that's the end of your tutorial. Hopefully it was helpful. Are you ready to play? So many choices, man. Let's see. I'm ready to play. Can you let me go? Can you turn off the flashlight, please? This game is too hard. Psh, this game is way too easy. Reset the settings. Can you tell me more about this maze again? Your request to forfeit is denied. Let me out of here. Screaming is not allowed in the maze. Oh, alright. Your flashlight will give you 7 seconds of chance now. I didn't know that, but thanks. And the flash will last longer. Is that better? Kinda curious. Is that so? There. All done. Wait, what did you do? You'll see. I think I effed myself over. Of course. Okay, let's see how I can do this, I hope. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, next room. The room fills off. Just wait. I think something just changed. Holy! Okay, next room. Oh, the hell. Left. Okay, next room. Stay. The room fills off. Just wait. I think something just changed. Next room. Right. Next room. Next. Right. Right. Center. Center. The room fills off. Just wait. I think something just changed. Left. Center. Right. Center. Left. Center. Center. Left. Left. Stay. You see it, the exit. You run for it, but as you do, the scenery shifts. Just slightly at first. but you're running too fast to stop yourself from colliding into the glass. Except you don't quite go into the glass. You don't exactly collide with it either. You simply pass through it. And on the other side, you see an endless white void and... What the hell? Yourself. Dozens of you. Hundreds of you wandering around. Aimlessly, faceless, and empty. So empty and listless, they don't even acknowledge your presence. You try to turn back, but the glass doesn't give. Past the glass, you. A familiar black cat walks up and looks at you. You think it meows at you. So, is my suffering entertaining? Yeah? But you can't make out the sound. It tilts its head, then walks away. The glass goes dark. Then you watch it helplessly as it disappears completely. You're trapped with only yourself as company. And in 19, you beat the maze. Okay, this time I'm gonna purposely die. Ouch, not that way. Suddenly, I was supposed to die? The lights turned on. Your eyes burn from the sudden brightness. As your vision adjusts, you see that you're completely surrounded by mirrors. Oh, never mind. The reflection all gross text in unique ways. Look nothing like you. But they do look hungry. You back up. You don't know where to go. Was there even a way out to begin with? You bump back into a mirror. You feel a hand firmly grip your shoulder. Chomp. Ah! There's a sharp pain in your other shoulder. Oh, yikes. You rip away, looking back to see something leaning out the mirror. Its face has no features, save for a large gaping mouth, staining your blood. Look around in a panic. You think that the mirror feels closer than before. The path you come in from is long gone. You're surrounded, and every time you blink, you can swear the mirrors were getting closer, and closer, and closer. Your horrifying reflection looking hungry, and hungrier, and And in 20, you failed the maze. Passive aggressive. Okay, guys. I'm gonna take a break, and I'll be right back soon. Okay, since we know what's gonna happen, no. There's got to be a better way to spend a day off than running around staring at weird mirrors. Sorry. Now what? Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, get your tiger by the tail. You never let go, eeny, meeny, miny, moe. You decided to take a stroll in the park or something. The only one within walking distance is the nearby dark park. You think it'll make you feel better. First you go get to see a cute cat today. Now you get to see a cute dog. Several of them, in fact. The park is bustling with owners and their canine companions, playing frisbee, fetch, running, jumping, even napping. Such cuties. Whatever. Like you want anything to do with these many mats. What, you mad that I didn't choose you? You didn't think that. You decide to move on. Wait, I thought that was the cat. The dogs are also adorable. You want to pet every single one you come across. But you know not all owners are cool with strangers just walking up and manhandling their pets. Yeah, that's true because like a pet peeve of mine is that I hate it when you tell someone don't touch my dog or like they're a service animal and they still touch your dog when you say no. Like, dude, like I don't like people like that at all. Not all dogs appreciate it either. So you stroll around the path trying to exude your welcoming aura that will beckon one of these cute doggies to you. You don't have to wait very long. Look at this cutie. You stop at this. Sorry. You stop as the smallest, cutest puppy you've seen scampers up to you, blocking your path. Kill the puppy! Wait, no. Pick the puppy. Eat the puppy. Kick the puppy. I thought the cat was crazy, but I think we're crazy. The first thing when you see a dog, this is the list that comes to your mind? Kick, kill, eat? If I pick you up, would it lead to this? Wait, no, I was looking at the timer. I didn't realize what was going on. I was trying to read the smallest diagram. Shh. Terrified, you drop the puppy to the ground, frantically throwing it from you. Oh. You immediately feel horrible, wincing in guilt at the tiny yelp it releases upon hitting the ground. The owner shoves you aside with a cutting glare and storms away with their puppy. I'm sorry, you called out, but they just don't turn back or respond. Not that you expect them to. You deserved it. You're not feeling so great about being in the park at the moment. Maybe you should leave. You stay at the park. You try to calm down by watching all the dogs from afar as you walk along the path, but every so often one will run up to you. And when they do, they look wrong. The owners don't seem to notice. You find a bench and sit down for a quiet break, closing your eyes. Maybe this wasn't the best idea after all. Maybe. Hold on just a moment. Wow. I see eyes. You should have stayed with me instead. You're broken out of your thoughts when something lands gently on your lap. You look down to see a frisbee on your thigh. Hey, sorry about that. Can you throw it back? You look up and see the owner waving at you in the distance. But more importantly, bark, bark, bark. Bark, bark, bark. A series of excited barks jerks your gazes forward and you see a large dog sprints towards you. A series of excited barks jerks your gaze forward and you see a large dog sprinting towards you. Hey, hurry and throw it back. Oh, You throw the frisbee and the dog runs in the opposite direction, jumping and catching it right out in the air. Impressive. The dog and the owner walks up to you. Thanks for that. You can pet him if you want. Oh wow. The dog looks up at you, eager for its reward of pets and pats for catching the frisbee. Should I... Leave, pet dog, leave. Really? Are you sure? I'm warning you. Do not touch that mutt, or you'll regret it. You reach out your hand and you pet the dog. The dog seems pleased. You don't feel well. Suddenly, the sky begins to darken rapidly. You look up along with the pet owners to see the sun has completely eclipsed by the moon in the blink of an eye. You vaguely remember that you should never look directly at an eclipse, but for some reason, you don't look away. A loud piercing yell fills the air, shaking the ground beneath you. Your instincts to move to lift your hands in order to shield your ears. But... But the hand that been completely cautiously pressed upon the dog's head comes away with some residence like sticky slime, almost cementing your hand to the dog head. The slime stretches with your movement. The dog head stretches with it too, as the canine begin to just melt. It melts and melts until it becomes a pile of goo at your feet. You dazed look around for the dog's owners, only to find an empty pile of really clothes where it once stood. You see a familiar pile of clothes next to the pile of goo scattered all across the park open field. All the dogs, all the owners, The mouth goo of the dog in front of you. You start to move with the shudder. It surfaces across the grass towards the field in the center of the park. All the other piles of goo following after it. They mix and melt together into a single entity that shifts and undulates and bulges and grows. You watch it You watch in dazed horror as it then fills out the shape itself. Into a benevolent of a dog. Snaring and fronting its mouth, red eyes frantic and searching, before the glowing orb lands directly on you. The rambling growl it emits is so low and deep you can feel the sound of the crash into you. Leave the park. That's all the only options I have. No. You had your chance. Oh, I see the cat. Better start running. You try to run, but you're not fast enough. The behemoth barely takes a few leaps before it already towering over you. Yikes. It tears you apart until there's nothing left. Ending 21. Dog person. Passive-aggressive cat. Now, if y'all don't want to see these options, look away. Look away. I'm starting from worst to least worst. Look away if you don't want to see it. I'll call you back when it's over. That's disgusting. I think I'm gonna be sick. There's no way I would ever do that. Oh, is that so? Okay, we're back. No, that's horrible. There's no way I would ever do that. What? It's just a puppy. There's no way I would ever do that. Oh wait, shit, fuck. I was supposed to hold on. You just barely managed to retain in the reflex to throw the puppy as far from you as you can possible. With shaken hands, you quickly place the puppy on the grass and take several jerk steps back. The owner seems confused by your reaction to their puppy, but you just wave at them in a daze before hastily stumbling away. You're not feeling great about the park moment. Maybe you should leave. You stayed at the park. Is this gonna be the same thing? Yeah. Good. And don't come back. Just because you said that. Just because you said that, I'm going back. You decide to take a stroll to the park or something. The only one within walking distance is the nearby dog park. You think it'll make you feel better. First you get to see a cute cat today. Now you'll get to see a cute dog. Several of them. Ah, it's the same. Yes. Yes, leave. Leave, dogs are stupid and they don't deserve to. Movie time. Oh, my arm. Okay, I'm gonna check something real quick. It's been a while since a film came out that looked interesting enough for you to drag yourself to the movie theater. But there's a showing of one such films at the old theater. The movie was a little too niche to be picked up by a new cinema that opened right across the street. That's okay though. You're not exactly a fan of the crowds, and nothing ruins the experience of watching a new movie for your more than a nosy audience. Go to the old theater, go to the old cinema. On the second thought, old. You eagerly buy your ticket from the kind old man in the booth and head inside. And the barring of the trays of other people and decor looks like it's hasn't changed since the 80s. Well, that's a long time. Maybe even the 70s. But it's what you were counting on. You consider buying some popcorn, but it can't help but to be concerned that everything at the concession stand might be expired. You move on and walk through the halls, finally locating a theater designated on your ticket stub. As expected, the theater your movie will be playing in is completely empty. Perfect. I mean, you're in a theater by yourself. I mean, sure, like you can be as loud as you want and do whatever, but being alone in places like these isn't always a good thing. You pick a spot right in the middle, even counting the seats and taking into consideration the gaps of the staircase. As you settle in, the dim lights fade away, leaving the room pitch black for a few seconds. Before the screen flickers on, no commercial or trailer pops up. The movie just begins. Please. You shrug and let yourself get immersed in the opening scene. But just as you're getting into the premise, that was bright. The door opens behind you, momentarily casting a light into the room and ruining the atmosphere. You hold in a frustrated sigh. It's a public establishment after all. The place can't exactly afford to stay open if you're the only customer. You try to refocus on the movie, but you sense the new presence slowly shifting around the theater, before heading in your general direction. What? Who's the tall man with the hat? You gape into utter disbelief as the stranger shuffles down the aisle, only to sit right next to down the aisles only to sit right in front of you. You gonna snap your neck back? There's no one else here and plenty of places to sit. The stranger is also unusually tall. Hold on. What? Even with the stadium like a range of seats being on the somewhat steep incline, they're completely blocking your view. Move to another spot, confront the stranger, leave the theater. And we're gonna save. Move to another spot. I feel like if I move, he's gonna move. Let's move to another spot. You don't want to risk escalating the situation further. This whole thing is already making you uneasy. Why would they choose to sit right in front of you? Surely they know you wouldn't be able to see past them. Shaking your head with a passive-aggressive scoff in the stranger's direction, you reluctantly pick another, less perfect seat in the theater. But as you settle down, you see the strange person get up. Only once again to sit down in the seat directly in front of you. I knew it, they would follow. You look around somewhat helpless as if waiting for someone to certainly agree with you about how odd all of this is. Or at least inform you that it was all an elaborate prank. But there's no one else here with you. That's how you always liked it, but you can't help but to think maybe it's nice to have someone else here if it meant not being able alone with this weird jerk. Move to another spot. You moved again. And again, they sat right in front of you. You bristle annoyed and a little humiliated. Are they just getting a kick out of this or something? You wasted enough time with this jerk that you don't even know what's going on with the movie anymore. You hate confrontation. You can already feel your palms starting to sweat at the idea of it. Your throat closing up and your body starting to shake. You've always been more of a fighter than a fighter. Oh, flighter than a fighter. But you paid for this ticket. You wanted to watch this movie for ages. And now, the total stranger has ruined the entire experience for you. You're all alone in the theater. There's no one who will help you if something goes wrong. But you're angry enough that you ignore the signs of the body begging you to put as much distance as you can between yourself and this stranger. You stand up even what? Wait, let me reread that again. You stand up even standing and higher up, on the incline. The stranger is still at least a head taller than you. The movie continuously plays in the background, but you feel as if a hush immediately falls heavily over the theater at your movement, as if you can sense the stranger anticipating what you plan to do next. You square your shoulders and force less bass in your voice. Hey! The effort makes your words comes out more harsh than you intended, like a sudden and vicious bark. But you figure they deserved it anyway. You're being a real jerk, you know that? Just what are you playing at, huh? Are you trying to piss me off? The silence that follows your words is deafening. So much that you glance at the screen only to find that the movie has paused. Your attention is read back to the stranger in front of you as they shift slightly, like a small animal trying to desperately to anticipate the moves of the predator. You don't move an inch. You don't look away. You don't dare to blink. Instead, your eyes widen as the person turns their head. They turn some more. Well, now. They turn more beyond what should be possible, neck bones cracking, to your face directly. Oh, not you showing me your teeth. You can't move. Wide glowing eyes resting above a wider grinning mouth gaze down at you. The stranger opened their mouth and what comes out is something impossible to comprehend. The voice is endlessly deep and creaks like a weighty door, foreboding and oddly metallic, alluring. But it also snaps you out of the terrified trance, and before you know it, you're already out the door. We have survived encounter? You run through the halls of the empty theater, heading for the exit. You feel something watching you from behind, but you're too afraid to look. The exit's now in sight. You sprint forward and burst through the doors. You look around frantically and spot a crowded cinema across the street. People, that's what you need. Safety in numbers and all that. Without thinking, you rush into the street while a seeking sensation crawls down your spine, compelling you to look behind you. Don't look behind you. Despite your resistance, you feel your head turning into the back of its own accord, while in the middle of the street, you catch a glimpse of the grotesque-looking person standing behind the glass door of the old theater, watching you intensely, cradling something in their arms, something familiar, but... A glimpse is all you get, as the truck speeds forward and crashes into your body. Truck-kun has made appearance again. You're killed on impact, your body splattered across the road and crushed further under the heavy tires. Ending 16, poor screening arrangements. Wait, actually... I wonder if he reacts differently. Hold on, let me go back. This is too weird. Feeling uncomfortable, you decide to leave the theater. There's still enough time left in the day to do something else. Now what? Refusing to rest a peek over your shoulder, you rush across the street to a new cinema theater. You didn't realize that it felt like you've been surrounded by some kind of dreadful pressure. Until it very suddenly vanishes, leaving you feeling more than a little shaken. But at least breathing comes easier. You think it's within your best interest to repress everything that just happened. Yeah, decide to wait for a movie you've been anticipating to be available on DVD or streaming. You join the long line outside the new cinema. By the time you reach the ticket booth, you just want to get inside. So you pick a movie random and take your ticket from the tired-looking teenager manning the booth. The decor is chic and sleek and the inside is bustling with people. It's not what you're usually into, but it's kind of nice not being alone. Even if you feel a little lonely, watching families and groups of friends and laughing among themselves. You get some popcorn, but the lines at the concession stands are long and the prices are criminal anyways. You go through the halls and then hold on, I'm gonna drink a little bit of water. And follow the signs to the theater designated on your ticket before heading inside. You side at the side of the absolutely crowded theater. You head towards a seat only to be told by the person next to it that it's being saved for someone. This happens a few more times before you finally manage to get yourself settled into a seat normally off-center of the screen. But the screen is at least visible, if not a little too close, so you grit your teeth and bear it. The light fades out, but the chatter doesn't. The rest of the audience seems content talking through the commercials and even through the trailers. You figure that the chatter will stop when the movie actually begins, but it doesn't get even slightly quieter as the opening scene starts to play out. You sigh out loud, not thinking anyone wants to hear you anyways. This is why you avoid movie theaters like the plague. Suddenly, the screen changes, showing the face of a black cat. A familiar black cat. Confused murmurs fill the room, but then the cat on the screen meows. The sound is strange, and it's not like any other cat should sound. Hunting, almost metallic, and layers as if it made of multiple voices of different creatures. Creatures that would probably never say. You sit in confusion, wondering why you haven't already gotten up and left and complained to the cinema staff. But then you hear it. It's scattered and disconnect at first. Sorry. But among the crowd, people start chanting along with the cat on the screen. They all been entranced with its chant. Soon the entire room is chanting in a perfect unison, everyone staring intently at the cat on the screen. You're feeling strangely drawn to the screen yourself, but the compulsion to stare blankly like the others isn't that strong. For now. Also, you start to notice out of the corner of your eye that some of the people in your immediate vicinity are looking at you. No. Their outward staring holes into you, even as they continue chanting. They don't miss a beat as they slowly begin to frown at you in blatant disapproval. Their scowl deepens as time goes on, as if they're getting impatient. Try to leave the theater, try to blend with the crowd. Thinking fast, you look at the screen and you begin to chant the chanting with the crowd. Yeah, 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 yeah. You feel the hardness of their collective gaze starts to ebb away. The air in the theater becomes lighter, lights more. You release the air shakily, just realizing that you've been holding your breath earlier. You feel stuck. Surely you can't just get up and leave now. Not after whatever all this was. People around you seems fine now, but there's no telling if they're gonna get aggressive at you even moving too much. Never mind outright getting up and leaving. You decide to let this run its course. Hopefully someone will come along, right? Or at the film turn, or at least turn the film off. You continue to chant along with everyone. You start to feel lightheaded. You feel as if you could fall asleep, but your eyes don't feel heavy in the slightest. You try to look around to gauge the other emotional state, but you can't seem to look away from the screen. You try again, but they're still locked into eye contact with the cat on screen. You attempt to physically force your line of vision away. You still your nerves ready to throw yourself in the ground if you need to, but your body only goes as far, tensing up for a moment before completely losing itself again, making you lay back and flying into your seat. You think you should be panicking right now, about now, but even your brain feels limp. Your thoughts a vaguely muted hazel pink, airy, sickening sweet and loosely spun, like cotton candy. You like cotton candy. You think you shouldn't mind your thoughts and body being like cotton candy either. So, why don't you get up and ruin that? It's nice here. The more at peace than you ever felt before in such a crowded room. So enchanted, you never felt so aligned and in tune with another person, let alone with the entire room filled with complete strangers. You're not alone. Out of the concern of your eye, the person next to you starts to sink back and further into the chair. They sink more. Then more. Not like they're slouching or recalling, but more like they're... It's sucking the life away. Deflating. Their skin bounces up and wrinkles like fabric as if their muscles, their bones, have started to disintegrate. Their eyes dance before sinking into their sockets. Their mouths still attempting to chant false open over a cut off Nia. They gaping as the word ends in awful hiss, a final weak release of air. You muse thoughtfully about whether or not you should be distressed at the sight. But even then, the blanket of peace doesn't leave you. Suddenly, from the pile of skins and clothes next to you, you see a lump moving around. You watch in dazed fascination as the lump makes it away to part the skin where the head used to be, and out of from the mouth, "What do you want from me?" crawls a tiny black kitten. You can hear the familiar hissing sounds all around you now as the unified chant starts to fade, only to be replaced with a faint mewing of a kitten. Finally, your voice is the only one still chanting, still human, and alone again. You don't want that. You can't go back to that. Not again. Not again. Please. Just then, you go completely limp. Your body feels light, but it might be as well the weight of several tons, because you realize quite suddenly that you can't move, not an inch. You can't shift your eyes to look around. You can't even breathe, but somehow, the chant continues to creak weakly from your mouth. A few kittens comes forward and perch themselves on the chairs around you, watching your sinking body, mewling as they waiting for the youngest siblings to emerge from you. Dozens of glowing eyes pierce down at you, and as your eyes start to cave into the socket of your suffering skull, you manage to make out the silhouette of a familiar cat perching on the seat right in front of you. Your vision finally fades as the same hiss of air explodes itself from your mouth. The last thing you sense is something small and alive shifting eagerly underneath your skin, and eating happy birthday. This is too weird. I need to get out of here. Gathering your courage, or perhaps putting your fears to use, You stand up, fully intending to leave the theater, when everything comes to a abrupt stop. Hold on. All the chanting stop, even a cat chanting on the screen. You tense and risk a glance at around the theater. They're all staring at you. Every single one of them. They're not moving. They're not even blinking. Your swallow throat suddenly even dry, though enough sweat completely soaks through your clothes. You highly doubt that the sitting back down will fix the situation. Your legs are shaken underneath the audience and naturally tense scrutiny. But you force yourself to step forward and forward until you finally reach the end of the aisle. You feel their collective gaze even worse than on the staircase, and their heads have turned uncomfortably to the left to look directly at you. The screen illuminates their faces, making clear that their blinked scowls. They seem even more upset than they had 3 minutes ago. Antically frowns lines digging between the brows. You keep going, the heavy atmosphere becoming more and more oppressive with every step. You're too intense with the anticipation that you fully expect someone to grab you from behind. But no one does. You don't hear any of them even get up. They exit the theater holding your breath as the door closes behind you. You briskly walk through the halls, put as much distance as possible between you and the theater full of people. Finally reaching the lobby, you just barely manage to catch yourself from falling to the floor as you gulp the huge gaps of air. You expect to feel relief as your breathing calms down, but you feel a lingering sense of dread that only spikes once you finally notice it, as well as its sources. You look up, and your stomach sinks. All eyes on me now. All the people in the lobby area of the movie theater, everyone in the line at the session stand, all of them are staring at you, and they look even angrier than the people in the theater. You don't hesitate this time. You duck your head, avoiding eye contact, and leave the cinema. You ignore the glares of everyone in the ticket booths and the lines leading to them. You make your way home. Whenever you dare look up at someone on the way, you flinch at the blatant anger, fury, and disgust on their face. You start. You think. You think you start to hear the faint sound of a cat meowing behind you, or maybe kittens. Doesn't matter, you just want to go home. You reach at the front door, fumbling with the keys, cowering from the look of pure hatred on the neighbors' faces as he stares at you from his door. Lock all the locks on the door. and slide down with your back against it till you're sitting on the floor. You allow yourself a moment to breathe. Not all, your heart calms and your fear slowly bleeds from you, leaving you feeling strangely empty. You pass the kitchen, you head up to your room, and underneath the covers of your bed, trying to fall asleep. Maybe it's just a bad dream. As you fall into a pitiful sleep, sure to be full of nightmares of glaring eyes, you try to ignore the ever-increasing sound of cat meowing and yelling in a distance outside your apartment. And in 17, black sheep. Okay, I'm. Wait, wait, hold on. It's been a while since the film came out that looked interesting enough for you to drag yourself to the movie theater. But showing films of the old theater, the movies a little too. Because we went to the new movies, and the new movies, it was the leader chant with the crowd or leave the crowd. And in the carnival, we saw with the you beat the game but get trapped forever. You don't beat the game and you die. Maybe there's something more in this. How are we supposed to walk away from that? What kind of monster would you be if you could? He silently and walked back to the cat. It looks almost hopeful, its tail swishing faster as it leans up a little more towards you, as if eager for your next move. It's strange. The more you hesitate to leave the alley, the more you find yourself wondering, what's the point? You'll go where? Do what? What's the point when you're always doing all of it completely and utterly alone? Even when home to your apartment wouldn't help, would it? One bedroom, one bathroom, and no one you living alone in it. It's been like that for years, so long. So long. Meow. You startle when you feel an impossible soft paw press against your wet cheek. You didn't realize you've been crying, or that your little breakdown had literally brought you to your knees right in front of the cat box. You feel slightly embarrassed, but the cat responds as if it can sense yourself the preceding feeling creeping in. Meow. It pressed its paws on your cheek 3 times in a quick succession, as if trying to stop you out of your melancholic state. When there's no light, the sight feels more like getting gently and eagerly petted. Heh. You can't help but to laugh a little. Can't believe I'm having a meltdown in a dirty old alley with a stray cat comforting me. Meow. You smile and show your gratitude with a scratch to the cat chin. Thanks, I'm fine really, that just happens sometimes. Whoops. I really do like being alone most of the time. It's the only time I feel comfortable being by myself, you know. But even I get lonely every now and then. It's easy to ignore when I'm keeping myself busy. That's why I push myself to go out every day, I think. Or maybe I'm just hoping to make a friend or something. Though I guess that wouldn't be a good idea. I doubt someone like me could make for a very good friend to anyone. Okay, what? Okay, maybe I won't go as far and say that, but you stay and just talk to the cat about anything that comes to mind. Your isolation, sorry, your loneliness, your many fears, your losses, your emptiness. Although, the longer you stay here, the smaller that one significant emptiness feels. It's been so long since someone's just listened. Your words shifted to gentler topics, your hopes, your dreams, happy memories of the past. Um, as you talk, you don't even notice the once cold concrete walls of the alleyway becoming flesh-like, warm and pink. It softens slowly, engulfing the both of you. The sound of your own voice feels hypnotic as it reaches your ears. Encourage you to speak more depth of your heart into the open. You give in easily. When you do run out of words, you're not sure how long you've been sitting here, but not knowing doesn't seem to bother you. Still, a strange question enters your mind. Leave and go home? Why would I want to do that? You're too tired to move. Pouring out your heart and soul has taken a surprising toll on you, but you have no regrets. You're so happy. You don't think you ever felt so heard, so seen. You lean forward to rest your head on the box. You don't feel the rough cardboard you were expecting. Instead, you find yourself resting on a mass of something. Something soft and slightly damp and warm. So warm. But you can't find it in you to care what it could be. You're so tired. You close your eyes, and you're getting the feeling that you'll probably never open again. I see your eyes. But at but as that all encompassing warmth encases you slowly, completely, you feel nothing but pure contentment. And in two, not alone. Okay, I thought it's gonna be the same thing. You can't. Selfless, still stretching. That's rude. You can't really afford to take a handful if you will. It's not completely impossible. A few endangered luxuries cut here and there, and you still see things working out, sure. But the slight problem is not making you waver this whole time. One, you simply can't ignore this. The problem being you that you just can't trust this cat. It sounds ridiculous even in your head. Cat doesn't require trust to care for. They're incapable of betrayal or deception specifically because, like other animals, they only seek out the most basic essential of living, procreation and comfort. Malice isn't something that could ever logically appeal to them, and yet you feel it. The behind that gut-wrenching adorable face is something dangerous, and that something brought you here. It called you here. You're a curious person, but you can't shake the deep, instinctual desire to get away from it, to get away from it, get away from it. The cat face looks blank. It's an expression you've seen on many cats before, but something feels about it feels sharper. Like it's aware of your thoughts and your intention to leave. It's daring you to try. You slowly stand up. The cat tracks your movement with its eyes, not bothering to move its head. You don't say a word. You don't try to even think. Get away from it, get away from it, get away from it. Though you don't really succeed. You turn around and quickly leave the alley, feeling those sharp eyes on you the whole way. When you get a good distance away, you finally taking a deep gulp of air. You feel better now, and there's still plenty of other times left to enjoy your day off. As long as you forget everything that just happened, but what to do. Go watch a movie, go to the carnival, go to the park. What the? How did you get back here? Get away from it, get away from it, get away from it. You leave the alley quickly. What now? I think I'll spend the day at the carnival. Your eyes changed. The cat face looks. Get away from it, get away from it. You leave the alley quickly. What now? Dogs are disgusting. They should all just die. You decide to move on. The cat's face looks. Get away from it, get away from it. You could leave the alley quickly. What now? Ugh. Put that teeth back in. The cat face looks. It's. Get away from it, get away from it. You leave the alley quickly. What now? Wait, haven't you done this before? You feel sick. Look around, you suddenly realize that, unlike earlier, there isn't a single person in sight. You're alone, completely alone. So, why do you feel like you're being watched right now? You feel your heartbeat start to race. You need to get home, now. You walked about home, the feeling of eyes on your back getting worse from each step, worse with each step. By the time you're fumbling with the keys at your door, you're soaked through the cold sweat. Your skin prickles and itches. The heavy gaze you feel might as well be eyeballing physically pressing into your flesh. Sticky and unnatural. You finally get inside and... The weight of relief of the sight of that escapes through your lips actually causes you to physically shudder. The horrible feeling from earlier immediately dissipates as if it were never here. It was the wake of your departure. You left shaking and cold in your sweat-soaked clothes, but you're too relieved to care. Exhausted, you mentally pass on every concept of eating and head straight to your bedroom. You open the door intending to pass out immediately. Not again. No. No! You back up in fear, eyes trained on the cat and its horrifying grin. You need to escape, get out. But even if home isn't safe anymore, then where will you go? You risk a glance around you and you see the walls all around you have become fleshy and lined up with sharp teeth. The ground and now a tongue writing underneath your feet. In horror, you realize that the alley entrance is getting smaller and smaller, closing like a mouth. You try to run out for the exit. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to hide, nowhere to hide. You try to run for the tongues, try to run on the tall, slow. You spin significantly as you stumble and trip. No. You watch anxiously as the last silver of light from the entrance tightened beyond the sight ends you could never hope to squeeze through. As darkness falls over you, you feel a damp humidity of the mouth all around you. The walls of teeth, fangs, take their time closing in, closer and closer in. Ending 23 feedback loop. You try to leave the alley, it doesn't work. You try to leave the alley, it doesn't work. Well, why not? Right? You stretch your arms easily, leap into them, and clamps onto your shoulders. It butts its head into your temple, nuzzling against you. Purr, purr, purr. You can't help but smile at the cat enthusiasm. Let's get out of here, yeah? On your way home, you briefly consider getting cat food. But that would be a waste of time. You shrug at the other feeling and move on. You live in a modest apartment. Like what? You decide that even if it's your day off, that doesn't mean you should be completely unproductive. You know you have a guest and all, but you really shouldn't put off your chores. Best to get them done while you're in the mood to do so. So for now, you get dressed, roll up your sleeves, and get to work on cleaning the apartment. At least you tried to. You sweep the living room. You sweep the kitchen counter. Okay, you don't make your bed, but who actually does that anyways? Still, you notice that no matter how much you clean up, you keep finding more messes than when you started. You make over at the cat. You suspect that it might be a culprit behind this mystery, but every time you rush to check on it, it catches it in the act. You always find it napping in the living room. You keep cleaning, but the cat or something keeps leaving more and more mess in its wake. Keep cleaning. You keep cleaning, but there's just more mess. And more. And more. When you finally stop and look around you, What the hell is that? You don't even recognize your home anymore. The piles of junk everywhere. Do you even own this much stuff? I don't remember ever buying or receiving most of it. The piles towers over you. You feel claustrophobic. You stretch out. The garbage is overwhelming, despite your hands feeling raw from all the cleaner fluids you've been using. Your eyes still burns from the bleach. You need some air. You need to get out of here. You hear a crash and see a teacup you're certain you don't own smash on the floor. You look up and you see the cat perch on the turning pile of chinas and the kitchen appliances. It's carefully nudged into another cup from the pile, sending it catering to the ground. But you don't even flinch as it shatters. Instead, you start to chuckle. It's actually you laughing. It's so hilarious. The tears starts running from your face. I knew it was you. You did this, didn't you? You pick up the largest piece of turmeric from the broken teapot. Didn't you? And throw it at the cat. The cat dodges by leaping off the pile. The pile sways. And it sways. It's falling. Falling towards you. You can't move. You're buried in a pile on top of you. Broken shards of china and sharp utensils are piercing your skin, your organs. Your bones feel loosened up and lump, crushed under the heavy appliances. Warm liquid pools underneath you. With the loss of your strength, you listen as the cat pouts over you before laying down and purring sleepily. Yeah, a nap sounds pretty good. Ending 1A, not so clean getaway. How are you supposed to finish cleaning up if the little imp is making a menace of itself? No. You know the cat's the culprit. You consider locking it up in the bathroom or at least until you clean the rest of the apartment. But if it just seems fair when you don't actually have a proof, you need to investigate this further. You need proof. Not just the sake of your sanity, but more importantly for the sake of cleanliness. You start to clean again and peek behind you, catching mere glances of new paws here or tail there. But as earlier, when you rush back to the living room, the cat is still sleeping. Okay, you wanna play cat? Then let's play. This time you deceitfully lay a trap. One your feeling friends won't be able to resist. You tackle the kitchen island counter and give it the work. It's glittering by the time you're done. It's so clean. You drop kick anyone who even thought of eating it off of it. The perfect trap for a little cleaning saboteur. You whistle earnestly as you exit the room and hide around the corner at the entryway to the hall. From the angle you're at, you have a perfect view of the cat and the island counter. There's no way you won't catch the culprit in the act now. If it really isn't the cat, maybe you'll give it a treat as an apology for suspicions. As you deliberately, if you should stop by the grocery store to get some fish, the cat starts to shift. Its back that was rising and falling evenly moments ago. It is now reveling in the smallest tremors like an agitated wave on the Black Sea. It's shuddering. It's bubbling. It's bulging. It's bulging. What the hell? You gape in disbelief as another cat bursts out of the still sleeping feline you taken home with you. You're fairly certain that's not how cats give birth, but more importantly, you watch Cat 2 shake itself off before leaping up onto the counter. rolling around the top and leaving the fur grims in your wake. Well, I shouldn't have given it a bath earlier. You feel like your mind is lagging behind the reality of the discovery you just made. But you just seem capable of thinking beyond smaller observations. For example, though the hows and whys of what you are witnessing indulge you, the more persistent question that strikes you is that if the original cat is still sleeping, and the clone cat is busy making yet another mess, then where are all the other clones? Suddenly, two cats look directly at your perfect unison. Their eyes pin you to the spot with their intensity, but you realize with the familiar, sinking feeling of being watched from behind, that they're not the only ones looking at you. You slowly turn around. That's a lot. A cat in a hall behind you from the floor to the ceiling. It is a living, breathing, quivering wall of cats, of clones, all piled up on the top of each other. The glow golden eyes of each cat is indulging undilating walls of pure black fur. Every single eye is strained on you. Out of fear and sheer desperate need to distance yourselves from this bright reality and order, you take a single step back. And in response, the wall just breaks. The cats are all stampeding over you. To be kind of cute. If the paws weren't hiding claws as sharp as knives, you try to protect yourself, but there's just too many of them. Blood leaks suddenly from your scratches. You feel dizzy. With little strength you have, you turn your head and watch as the cats tear through the carpet and suffer still, knock over the vase and dashes and blunts. Claws at the walls. It's going to take forever to clean this up, you think. Maybe you'll tackle it again later, right after you take a short nap. Of an annoyed side, you breathe your last breath, ending to double trouble. You're not tired enough for a nap, but you're too lazy to get started on any of your chores. So you decide to watch a movie. I'm feeling a little bit tired. Oh, whoops, I didn't read that. You get dressed in your favorite pajamas, make some popcorn with the options amount of butter, and head over to your armchair. After this ending, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm feeling kinda sleepy. And then we'll continue the others, like to get all the other endings. And then after that, if it doesn't like take more than 1-2 hours, then I'll either call it a day and then play the new game, but if it's like faster, I'll play the new game. Only to discover that the cat is already napping in it. You frown a little in a thought. Your couch isn't at the best angle for optimal TV viewing pleasure, and you don't feel like pushing it around and having it put it back later. The only option you have left are to sit on the floor. Or move the cat and reclaim your throne. You decide to sit on the floor of the cat. It's a guest after all, and you pride yourself on being good host if nothing else. Well, at least you would if you ever had any guests over before. You grab a blanket, some pillows, make a comfy nest in front of your chair. You pop up a movie from your collection and can tell instantly that it's one of your favorite horror films. You see it. You've seen it a few times already, but it never fails to get your blood pumping. A few minutes in and you're already invested, getting acquainted with the story and the characters. The scare won't come until later, but for some reason you feel like something is watching you from behind. You know it's probably nothing, but you feel compelled to check anyways. You peek over your shoulders. Ah! Only to jump out of your skin, jolting a few pieces of popcorn out of the bowl in your lap. The cat is awake and looking right at you. Sigh. You take a calm breath, recovering from your heart nearly lurching out of your chest, immediately feel foolish. It was just a cat, of course. It was quite... You've forgotten it was right behind you, even though it was the whole reason you were sitting on the floor in the first place. You shakily pick up the remote and tend to rewind some of the parts you missed. However, as soon as you press the rewind button, the TV shuts off. You blink confused, nothing else turning off, the kitchen dim light still on. Dang, I'm tired. And that's rare. The digital clock was still going and the movie player was still rewinding. The fire clearly didn't go out, so why? You feel a chill run down your spine as you catch the cat reflection in the dark TV screen. It's still looking at you? Cats stare, silly, it's kind of their thing, right? And you're a new addition to its life, of course. It's still going to study you closely to see if you're trustworthy. As you mentally reassure yourself, you turn the TV back on. What? The TV's on, but the movie isn't what's playing on the screen. It's you? You watch yourself from out screen as you feel your brows furrow in tenderness. It's like a footage of you real time, like you're being recorded. You feel from fascination of your mind focusing on the small details to avoid the bigger picture of your current situation. Avoiding the situation, how this is happening, or who or what it is doing this and why. Suddenly your mirrored self-image and waves at you all on its own. You don't wave back, too stunned to move. Then you on the screen doesn't seem to mind though. It stands up, it walks out the frame, and ah! A terrified yell rips out of your mouth before you could think of to stifle it. On screen, in the chair, is the cat. But it's wrong. it becomes a large rolling mass of black fur. Its twitching paws are rubbering with its swallow, almost methodical breath. Its mouth is yawning and transits black abyss framed by the set of teeth that look very, very sharp. Eyes glowing blood all over its body. It's still looking at you. It doesn't even acknowledge your on-screen persona as they walk back into frame and pet it almost lovingly. Then, you inside the TV touches one of the cat's fingers. You flinch at the sudden sharp pain in your palm. You look down and sure enough, your hand is bleeding. You're not particularly afraid of blood, but for some reason the sight of bleeding out of you sends another chill down your back. A thought clear and tremble flashing across your mind. It's not just the mutant cat that's on TV that's watching you, is it? Don't look behind you. Don't look behind you. You watch helplessly as your on-screen self smiles and nods at you almost encouragingly. They stand in front of the cat, gaping jaw. They look into the dark depths, as if you're torn between horror and realization of what's about to happen, and the gripping wonders of what they see looking back at them from deep down the darkness. They jump in. Darkness is suddenly present all around you, pressing in, holding you down, and yet you somehow feel weightless. You can tell if you're falling, but if it doesn't feel like you're laying down or standing either, you feel warm, you feel cold, you feel everything, you feel nothing. You feel nothing. Silent film. Okay everyone, thank you for stopping by. I'm gonna call it a day, and we'll continue the rest and get the other endings. Actually, how many that's left? You let the cat sit in your favorite chair and watch a scary movie together, just an ordinary night. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, let me just go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just gonna say probably. Oh. That's it right there. So yeah, we'll continue the rest and get the other endings out of it. And after we get the other endings, I'll play like a cute spooky game. Okay, 40 take away by 12 is, wait, using the calculator right now. That means I have 28 more endings to find. Just feeling a little bit sleepy today. But I would say it was fun. It was a twist, that's for sure. I don't know what's the cat main goal put in the main character for this. But anyways, I just can't wait to see what the true ending is. But with that being said, thank you for stopping by, and I won't be streaming tomorrow. You'll see me on Tuesday though. But thank you for your presence, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.